It's easier to go out this way. Thanks, Dawson. Guys, if you wanna move up and hear me talk. Hey there, old timer. How many of you guys have ever heard me talk before? A couple of you guys will. Just bear with me because I like to kind of preface some things. I was a high school coach, like they said, and had some lucky breaks in my life, and coached. I had an opportunity to go to college, then moved up to Arizona, then went to the USFL, and boy, I was really doing good. I thought I was hot shit. I mean, I was living in San Antonio, working with a great group of guys and making a lot of money, and then went to New Orleans and got a raise, and you know, I didn't do anything, and I got a raise, and then the owner moved us to Portland, Oregon, and we moved to Portland, and I was 39 years old, making more money than I ever thought I'd make in coaching. My son just got hired as a coach yesterday, or at USC. He's our video guy, and he's making like $22,000, and he's got business cards. And when I was 22, I was trying to get on as a high school coach and didn't know what a business card was and had a kid. So I told him, I said, you're already doing better than your old man, but let me just go back to what I was saying. We were living in Lake Oswego, fabulous place. All the women looked like the Stepford wives. All the men drove Mercedes and Cadillacs and everything, and there was one slapdick assistant there driving a Jeep Cherokee. And everything was going great. We loved it there. And all of a sudden, the owner comes in after we coached our last football game, and he said, the water's been shut off. That car that you're driving, that free car, turn it in Monday. As far as your family's health insurance, I haven't made a payment in 3 months. And as far as your July check comes, you ain't going to get one. And I'm sitting there pretty good. I said, shit, I signed the contract. This is America. I'm okay. He says, hey, Mike, I'll take your little piss-ass lawyer, and he was a big corporation guy from New Orleans, and he said, I'll tie your shit up, and he says, you'll end up paying me money. And I said, well, Mr. Cannizzaro, what can I do? He said, I'll give you 10 cents on the dollar. So I did some real quick math, and I said, hey, shit, boy, that's $80,000, 8,000 bucks. I said, I'll take it. And all the other guys were bitching and moaning. So I took the 8,000 and I walked out. Came home, told my wife, hey, I got $8,000. She said, wow, that's really nice. You guys got a bonus, huh? I said, yeah, we got a bonus. I said, that's the good news. The bad news is we ain't going to get any more money and all that shit. So anyways, things didn't go good. That was 1985. Okay? So, shit, it's July, and I said, hey, I'll call up all my coaching buddies. All my buddies in college, some pro guys. They're all on vacation. So I said, that doesn't look too good there, that avenue. I said, I'll go to the local high school. I'll be a high school coach for a year, and then I'll get back into college, or we'll just stay here and I'll be a high school coach. You know, I didn't think there's anything wrong with that. Some bitches wouldn't hire me. They said, you're overqualified. I said, look, I'll coach the freshman team. You just tell me what you want me to coach. I said, no, you're overqualified. So in 1985, I went and did what any good unemployed coach would do. I went and worked construction. I was a cement worker. The ditches, standing there, shovel the cement and all that shit for 1985. In 86, I got hired at Iowa State. We got fired after the season. They fired the head coach. Bill McCartney picked me up, and we had a great run at Colorado. Won a national championship in 1990. 5 years after working construction, 5 years later, I was a national championship coach, and everybody said, hey, yeah, shit, he knows how to do stuff. He's an expert. You know, I said, shit, an expert at digging ditches. And now I'm at USC. All right? And I don't know what my parallel is or what the great analogy is that, other than I knew that I wanted to coach. I knew I was going to get back into it, and no matter what happened to me, I was going to keep fighting to get back into coaching. And I've had some lucky breaks. I'm working for a great man at USC, best head coach I've ever worked for. He's a great football coach, a great man, and the best thing about him is he treats you like a human being. We have one rule on our football team, and John's not a big rule guy. Treat everyone with respect. The lady at the hotel, the bus driver, the man in the equipment room, all those things like that. And that's the only rule he has. Now, if you violate that rule, your ass is in trouble. He kicked our starting tailback off the team, out of school, no more. He was a great player, but he didn't treat anyone with respect. The people down in the academics, us, other players, didn't treat him with respect. He's gone. He's history. So that's something that I just want to kind of preface that for a minute. We had a great recruiting class last year. We recruited, some people say, one of the top 5 teams in the country, first, third, fifth, all in that. We want to thank you high school coaches from all over the country, because we sign kids from all over the country. You're the guys that make our job easier. It's tough being a high school coach right now. It's tough being a college coach. It's tough being a player now. There's a lot of easy avenues that kids can walk down. So whatever you do, we thank you for it. I'm going to talk to you about offensive line, fundamentals, basics, some things that I believe in. I'm not going to draw any plays for you. If you want to get plays, come on out to spring practice. I'll send you the notebook. Here, you can have our notebook if you just want plays. I'm going to coach you this morning on some of the fundamentals, some of the things that I coach every day when I was a high school coach, when I was a college coach, when I was a pros, everything we do. These are some of the things that I stress. If I can give you one thing this morning, and you walk out and say, boy, that's a good idea, or that's a good drill, or that's a good deal, or that little coaching technique is really good, okay? So let me just start out. The first thing you're doing when you talk about run blocking, and I'm gonna talk about pass blocking after this, is you're coaching something that's unnatural to kids. When y'all were growing up, you didn't call a guy up and say, hey, Jim, come on over to the house, let's base block each other. You didn't do that. I mean, it was, hey, you're the last guy to get picked if you were the base blocker. Here, you're the designated snapper. Okay, so you gotta conquer that. We all measure the 40-yard dash as a standard rule. Whenever we measure 40s, I mark off a 10-yard stripe, and I measure 10-yard quickness. Okay, because in 10 yards, one of my 5 fat guys, better run into someone or hit something. Okay, when I was in Colorado, I talked to the athletic director. He was an Olympic ski coach. And I said, Bill, you've based your whole life on going downhill fast, avoiding everything in your path. I've made my living going uphill, trying to hit everything in my way. Okay, so it's 2 different kind of philosophies. I still don't think he knows anything about football, but he's a good man. So I'm looking for 3-yard quickness or burst. On our practice field, it looks like Doug Smith is our defensive line coach, and I call it Dougie's World over there. We've got an L-shaped practice field, a 100-yard field, and then this L, probably a 40 to 50-yard square area, and we've got 5-yard squares all marked up, and it looks like a checkerboard. But that's what we work in. We can do our drills, and we can do all our stuff in a 5-yard area. There's lines. We can run in here. We can run there. So we've got lines on the field already. And you know how you say, well, let's put a cone at 5 yards, a cone at and you don't have any measure. Shit, we're all nearsighted. Women think that's 8 inches right there, and you guys been telling them all that. So we're all screwed up as far as measuring things go, or a system. So we've got it all divided up like that. All right. So and when we come off the ball, I want them going for 5 yards. How quick are you going to be in a 5-yard area? Okay. We talk about run blocking. We talk about capturing ground. All right. We talk about coming a distance, and I want to make something happen on their side of the line of scrimmage. Defensive coaches are in the other room talking about making something happen on our side of the line of scrimmage. Arizona, who had one of the best defenses in the country last year, they had a deal where they wanted to get a yard or 2 yards into the offensive backfield, into the offensive line of scrimmage, and then find the ball. But they wanted to attack your ass. And if you're playing them, you better attack their ass. Simplicity. Simplicity. The thing that bothers me the most when I go out and listen to a coach on the field is they impress the kids with how much they know, how many clinics they went to, what Mike Berry said, what this guy said, what that guy said. That doesn't mean shit. All right? It's how well you can communicate with that young man and make it simple. And like, if you sit in my offensive line meetings, we'll go over a play, and I'll say, hey, Ernie, and I'll throw him the little drawing thing. I'll throw him that thing and say, come up here and tell me how we're going to run the zone play. I can sit there, and I can diagram the zone play, drop, step, rip, do all that shit. Got it? And they all sit there. You got it? You know what to do? You know who to block? What if they change defense? We're going to do this, make this call, do this. Get on the field, and they don't know shit. Make them tell you what you want them to know. Then you're a good teacher. That's the way you test them. Don't give them the final exam on the field. Put them on the board in the classroom. Put them on the board in the classroom. You'll be amazed how much they don't know. Ask a kid, say, talk to me about your three-point stance. Tell me how you get down in your stance. They can't tell you. If they can't tell you, they don't know, Coach. They don't know the shit. Repetition. When we do this stuff, and I wish I was a better innovator of things. And I've stole things, borrowed things, seen guys do things, use their terms, get it. We all do that. And that's great. All right? And I don't change it. I got something good. If it's not broke, I don't fix it. All right? I want to just keep doing the same things and get them better. They know in August we're going to do the same drill. If we go to the Rose Bowl, we're going to do it Rose Bowl preparation week. We're going to do the same drills because it's good stuff. They can relate. When you do a drill, make it have some on-the-field application, okay? How many, you guys all are involved in your off-season program right now, right? Lifting weights, getting stronger, doing agility drills. What agility drills are you doing for the offensive line? Does anybody have a great drill for the offensive line? Not a fucking thing. Seat roll. Hey, good. Hey, screw seat rolls. When does an offensive lineman do a seat roll? When does an offensive lineman step over a bag? What are you doing with his hands and his feet at the same time? Not a fucking thing. But you want him to be better in August. You want him to be better in August. He's getting stronger. He's laying on his back, bench pressing. Or he's in this thing here, and he's going down. Not moving his hands. When you block someone, run or pass, you're doing something with your eyes, your hands, and your feet. Okay? You know what we did this year? We started jumping rope. We started jumping rope. And I made a W. Try and visualize a W with cones. We started on the first line of the W. Went forward, back, up the little part, back, up the big part, and back. Then we went up the big part, back, and down this. And you know what? They got to be better jump ropers. But they're doing something with their hands and their feet. For years I said, screw jump roping. I don't want to do that shit. It makes you a better jump roper. But I wasn't doing anything to make them better in using their hands. And you'll be amazed at these guys you're coaching. Line guys. They can't move their hands and their feet at the same time. But when you block someone, all this shit I'm going to talk to you about, when you block someone, you're moving your eyes, your hands, and your feet. Okay? Hey, Monday, when you go back to school, just take 11 o'clock, stand in the hall just like this, and look at your offensive line guys going down the hall. You can pick them out. Big work shirts, big jeans, and big boots. Everything's big. How you doing, Coach? How you doing? Where you going? Lunch. Where are you coming from? Breakfast. Like that. And their jeans. They don't say Guess or designers. They get the jeans at True Value Hardware. Big blue ones. Hammers, saws, and blue jeans. And the pockets are about that big on them. And their mothers wash them, but they never fade. They're always dark blue and creased. All right? And those are your guys. Those are your guys. All right? So you need a real, nifty person. All right? How do you motivate someone like that? I think we all are guilty of putting a sign up saying, we got him now. The sign's up. I got him motivated, boy. Beat the shit out of so-and-so. We got him. Win. We got him, man. We got all the stats up. We got our schedule, and we got everything down here. Okay? And I'm not running it down. I'm not running it down. I'm just saying, look at it. We had all the shit, all the schedule, and our offensive goals. Gain 100 yards, pass for 100 yards, all across there, and had some cute little girl filling it in, or some GA or some math student filling it all in. And you go the first game, boy, your team plays their ass off, and you gain 100 yards, you do this, no turnover, and you lose. And you don't have anything colored in. You bring them in Saturday morning and say, man, we're going to look at the film, boy, this and that. And the kids are saying, God, Coach, we just, like that. And then the next week you play, and you don't get shit colored in. But your defense intercepts the ball, you run a kickoff back, and you win 7-0. And you bring them back and say, God damn, man, we played good. So, yeah, but we didn't color anything in. We didn't get anything colored in. So I'm saying, some of that shit can be misleading. And Coach Robinson's not a big sign guy at all. But when we were at Colorado, we had signs on the wall that meant something. Dominate the LOS for the offensive line. In every one of the offensive rooms, there was a dominate the offensive line. No FIPS, F-I-P-S. FIPS, fumbles, interceptions, penalties, stupid. Okay? If you don't fumble the ball, you don't throw any interceptions, you don't get any penalties, and you're not stupid, you're not missing assignments, you got a chance to win the game. You got a chance to win the game. Man, we lost the game because we fumbled. We got interception. Offensive line, you had 6 MAs that caused sacks, that caused hits for a loss. We had 5 holding penalties in crucial situations. They can see that. Hey, man, no FIPS, no FIPS. You don't have to color shit in. And you can use it every week. Dominate the LOS. We dominated those guys. What does it mean to dominate someone? Look up domination in the dictionary, okay? They're trying to take something from you. You dominate them. You don't let them up. You keep them down. John is on a big kick right now with our guys. Ignore the other opponent. Don't help them up. Don't walk by and push. We're in a bullshit time in our society. Hey, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. What are we doing to each other? A really tough guy. I say that to him, he's gonna walk over, bang, just like that. Fuck with me. But really tough, think of all the tough guys you've ever been around in your life. They don't talk. They don't talk. Boom, next play. Back in the huddle. Help him up. Shit. You're gonna help his ass up. Hey, you hate those guys. You hate those guys. Now help them up. Bullshit, Coach. I don't like to talk to my buddies before the game. All the guys, I don't talk to them. Guys would come in, I say, what's with Barry before the game? I walk out, I'm like this. I hate the sumbitch. He's taking money from my pocket. He's trying to take my kids' braces payments off, insurance payments. He wants to take things from me. I don't like him. After the game, hey, Jack, good job. Let's go drink a beer next recruiting season. We're keeping score, man. If you're keeping score, it's important. It's too easy to lose. So I don't talk to those guys. And I put that in my, and you might say, hey, this guy's a psycho. Yeah, I am. I want my kids to be, I want them to be nervous. I don't want them to be cool. All right? On their back. Punish. Win. They go walk out the door. What are we going to do today? We're going to win. We're going to play to win. We're going to eliminate turnovers. We're going to eliminate the fips. We're going to punish their ass. We put a big sign above the door. You know, at Oklahoma, they have those who pass through here will be champions. Michigan, all that stuff. That's their thing. And, you know, we had a thing. What are we going to do? We're going to punish their ass. We're going to dominate. And the kids would walk by and hit it. And we'd stand there, don't come out there. Don't come out there unless you're going to mean it. And they'd get all jacked up as they're coming out on the field. Just a little sign. We go down to play OU. Coach, where's the punish sign? Where's the dominate? If I could grab tape, we put the tape up. I wrote punish, dominate. I said, hey, now we can go through the door. Now we're all right. They were looking for it. They wanted to know, oh shit, where's that sign? Where's that? We want to punish there. We were playing. That was our MO. That was our make. I don't have pancake blocks. I don't coach hogs. Hogs can't run. I coach guys. That's the Washington Redskins MO. I don't have hogs. All right? I got guys that I want, when you beat someone, when you dominate, it's an OB block. And when we grade the film, plus, minus, plus, big red. OB. What's OB? On back. Boy, and you run it back and forth, and the head hits the thing. And he comes, Coach, run it back one more time. You see it. Ooh, look at it. Really bounced that time. They get all jacked up. If you watch film as a team, as an offensive team, which I think there's a time and a place for that, and the backs, hey, did you get an OB on that? Yeah. Coach, run that back again. The backs are all getting jacked up. Or don't give a kid an OB. And, you know, we have an open policy. You can debate a little bit. If I'm yelling at you, you can yell back. If I'm talking to you in a civil manner, that's the way you talk to me. Coach, how come on that sweep I didn't get an OB? You didn't. The guy tripped. No, Coach, look it. And you get them watching film, and you get them doing that, and they're like looking at their thing. And you know, here's another thing. We make these great grade sheets. We go plus and minus all that. Then we turn the lights out and watch the film. Comments. You need miner's caps on to do that shit. Okay? So I'm saying, you know, there's all these things that we get, that we do. Are they good? Are you getting anything out of it? Hurry up, look at your grade sheet. Now, okay, lights are out. Now watch the film. Okay? But I do that. I leave the lights on a little bit. And I put the thing down for them, and I leave one off. I grade every play, put a comment down, I put the defense down. So that kid reads it. We're running sweep right versus 5-2 defense, linebacker plug. And so the kid sits there, and he's looking up there, and he's looking for 5-2 defense, linebacker plug, sweep right. I got a plus. And I have 5 boxes right off to the side, and they can see everyone's grade. Okay? And I mean, I grade 5 guys at a time. So when I'm saying it, but here's, you know, I'm talking about motivation. Eyes in the sky block. I knocked him over, and his eyes were like that. He was looking up at the ceiling. Okay? No mas. No mas. I don't want to play anymore. I do not want to play anymore. We had a guy, All-American, playing against a guy, and they were 2 bulls. Hi, Coach. 2 bulls going against each other. 2 bulls going against each other. In the third quarter, halfway through the third quarter, he knocked this kid's helmet off. Picked it up, threw it in his stomach, just like that, walked back to the huddle. That freaking guy raised his hand. I mean, he was hurt, and he had a bad shoulder going in the game. I don't want to play anymore. Now, do you think the second team nose guard is going, hey, boy, here's my chance to play? That son of a bitch is going, oh, fuck, I got to go and get my ass kicked now. Coach, my mouthpiece. I can't find my mouthpiece. Like that. He didn't want to play either. He didn't want to play either. All right? You play 48 minutes in a game, right? High school, 12. Are you dominating the line of scrimmage means with 46 minutes in the game, they're going to blink. They don't want to play anymore. That's a O-line. You've dominated them. You have beat them and beat them and beat them and beat them and beat them, and they're like, you're going to run that counter play, I'm going to wrong arm you. You know what our answer is? We're going to wrong head you. Okay? We're going to run it again. You're going to wrong arm me, I'm going to wrong head you. Wrong arm me, and about the 12th play, you know, he might be a little sore, and that his shoulder might be a little, and our guy still keeps coming to dig him out and trap him. And you want to do that, and you get hit here, you know, he might say, I'm not going to do it this time. I'm gonna just cringe a little bit, then we might get a big one. Okay? That's how you motivate your guys. That's how you motivate your guys. All right? Something that the whole team knows, and it's just a line thing. The backs grade their way, the other guys, but how do you motivate those 5 fat guys to play week in and week out at a high level? Expect and demand excellence. Expect it and demand it on the practice field, drills, walkthroughs. Now, there's a time that you can put your guard down and laugh and have fun with them, but when you're doing something and you're keeping score and you're doing this, boy, I want it like that. There's a difference between player-coach relationship and hey, now we're player and coach. Okay? Then it's Mike and Tom. My name is Mike Berry. His dad. Don't call me sir. You know, I'm coaching a little older guys now. But when a kid can call you, hey, Coach Tom, how you doing? Boy, I'm a senior. I can call him Coach Tom now. But you know what? That's a relationship you've built. That freshman is, yes, sir. No, yes, sir. Yes, sir. No, yes, sir. It's just sophomore is, yeah, yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Junior, okay, coach. Okay, coach. I got you. He's a senior now. You've been with him for 4 years. If you don't have respect, if he hadn't got respect now, he ain't going to have it as a senior. I mean, I don't mean everyone needs to walk down, hey, Jim, hey, Tom, how you doing? Let's go have a beer together. Now, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about just breaking down some barriers. Hey, son, you can come to me at any time with a problem. You can come and see me any time. You're not going to shock me. I've had guys get in trouble. Call me. You need me, call me. We take kids from high schools and we bring them into college, and you sit in that living room with that parent and you say, hey, if your son gets in trouble, I'll be there for him. Not just during football season or not just from 8 to 5 o'clock. His ass is in jail. The NCAA will not let you bail him out. You can't go and bail him out. I got written up because I went and bailed the kid out. And he paid me back later. And I'll probably do it again. I want someone to do that for my son. If your son's in jail and you live 1,000 miles away and he gets in trouble and his ass is in jail, who can he call? Was he going to call you and you Federal Express it to him? You can't get him out. That man you just gave that kid to has got to help him. You got to help those kids. That kid has to know that. The kid has to know that. That's part of the motivation. Enthusiasm. All the bullshit I just been saying to you, just say it enthusiasm. Hey, I just went to this clinic in Vegas, man. Here we go. Boy, we got something good. Their shit, they'll be like this. You come back and say, you know, I don't know. I went to a clinic this weekend, and yeah, it was pretty good stuff. I got some stuff we're going to do next year. It's really going to be good. Kids just sit there and say, shit, good, my ass. I got to go to a class. I'll see you later, coach. You didn't sell them. You come back and you're doing jumping jacks. You get in front of your team. You have a pep rally. They say, "Holy shit! I haven't seen Coach this excited in 100 years." They'll believe it. They'll believe it. Patience. Hey, men, you guys are the best offensive line in America. We're going to gain 4 inches today in our first day of practice. We'll gain 4 inches. Next practice, we're going to gain 6 inches. By our first game, this play will average a foot or a yard on this play. But by the big game, when we play Cass Tech, when we play our crosstown rival, hey, we're going to gain 3 yards a crack. And the kid says, hey, boy, coach is doing it. You do the same things over and over again. But they got to hear that from you. They got to hear that from you. Players emulate your coach. If you got a guy that's just a ho-hum offensive line guy, that's the way they're going to be, a ho-hum offensive line guy. If you got a guy that's out of control, they're going to be a little out of control. Man, I want you to have discipline on the sideline. I want you, hey, ref, that call sucked. You are killing me. That sucked. You guys have discipline now. Discipline. What the fuck? You have discipline. I don't tell my guys to have discipline. I have to say, hey, help hold me down. Don't listen to me. I'm an asshole on the sideline. I'm terrible. I'm a terrible example for you. Hey, come on. Hey, big guy, come on back. You're going to have a friggin' heart attack. Your veins are coming out. All right? But at least I'm honest with them. They know that he's crazy, and I get fired up, and I get nervous, and I short circuit, and I do this. But that's what they get. All right? They're going to emulate you. They're going to emulate you. Okay. Little off on the philosophy thing. Blocking failures, blocking, all right? The fit position, all right? I want to put them in the fit. When you're into your drills, hey, man, here is the way I want you to block. I want you down in here. I want the Z's in your legs. I want your eyes up, all right? I want you in that fit position. We don't fire out and teach roll of the hips anymore. I don't do that. I don't want them to hit and roll their hips, because when you roll the hips, see where I rolled up to? I went right, and I used to teach roll the hips for 100 years. Get on the 7-man sled, get it, hit it, lift it, lift it, lift it, lift it, lift it, and you see where I am? I got straight legs. I want you to have a flat back all the way through the block. Now, when do we coach flat back? Hey, man, it's short yards, goal line. Got to get underneath him, pad level. Why not coach it first down? I want you to have a flat back. If you use boards, I want you to use a flat back all the way down the board. Get them off the board and then start to climb them. Get pad level, knee bend, power position all the way down the board, and then start to climb them. I don't hit and tell them to roll their hips anymore. I do this. Chase your hands with your feet. Get your legs up underneath you. If you hit and hold and your legs are behind you, when he moves, you're going to fall on your face. Bring them with you. Get them up underneath you. When I do the board drill, and I'll go over this a little more extensively with you, that's when I want them to do that, okay? I don't hit, flat back, flat back, flat back, all the way down, all the way down, all the way down, then raise up. Okay, we drive the dummy for 5 yards as hard as you can. After you drive the dummy for 5 yards, okay, after you drive the dummy for 5 yards, I'll blow a whistle. I want them in that same position that they started in. They're flat back. Kids don't know how to bend their knees. There's some kind of zone blocking. You're using higher targets. Now, everybody, if you run option football, you run wishbone football, your ass is up in the air, you're scrambling, you're doing that. If you run I formation football, your target's up a little more. If you run single back zone stuff, you're really zoning and ripping and doing all that. So the targets go up a little bit. Okay? But this is basic football. Freshman, sophomore, junior, board drill. All right? Coming down the board with a flat back, freeze them at the end of the board. All right, men, the next time we run this, the play is going to the right. And tell them, the board drill is to keep your bent and have a knee bend and have a base. It's not realistic. It ain't a realistic drill, because the friggin' guy doesn't stay on the board. He makes contact, shit, he's gone. So what we're going to do, we're going to work on our base. Tell them why you're doing something. We're going to work on our base. And then when we get off the board, he's going to escape this way. Play's going to the right. He's going to escape that way. You got to work to press him and stay on him. He can't make a tackle with you on him. He can make a tackle if you get him to the end of the board and go like that, and the back turns up and bang, there's a tackle. So we'll do that. We'll tell them, plays going to the right, take them off the board, escape to the right. Then blow the whistle downfield. All right, here we go. Plays going off the board, plays going to the left. Now I got to work to stay involved with the man going to the left. That's realistic shit. Now, at my level, we use the boards real fast, and then it's all escape. It's all how can you stay involved with him. Teaching them to run with their man, to stay on the man. Chase their hands with their hips. Chase their hands with their hips. Okay? Now, when you take them down the board and you want to check them, you want to see. Freeze them. Is their back flat? Have they got a base? Are their feet? Look at this. Get their heels out. Heels out in their stance, heels out here. You'll see kids, their first step, they step like this. Coach the shit out of that. If you can get a guy with a video camera in behind your drill, put him up on a truck. If you have a platform, fine. Pull a pickup truck out there. Have him stand on the hood, get up on the top of the cab, and film your drill. What are we filming? We're filming the board drill today. We're filming the board drill? What, are you kidding me? Yeah, no, we're filming our guys from behind. I'm checking their ass. I'm checking their heels. I'm checking this. Are their arms going like that? Do they look like a no-arm man when they're blocking? Are they getting their hands inside? All those things that you're emphasizing, show them that. Man, we're living in a video world. You give a kid a playbook, he will not read it. You put your playbook on a video, say, Johnny, read that playbook. Hey, come on over. Boy, I got the playbook. It's at my house. Yeah, bring some pizza and some Cokes. Let's come on over. Bring some dip. We're going to sit here and watch it. Back and forth. If you ever want to get them to know something, put it on a cassette. Fuckers, they walk around. Coach, what do you say? What do you say? How you doing, man? Yeah. Uh-huh. Oh, okay, Coach. He didn't hear shit. He's just listening to Van Halen or Guns N' Roses. He didn't. But if you want them to know something and you do that, they'll listen to them, man. Our incoming freshmen, every one of our incoming freshmen is getting our basic stuff on video. Stance, cadence, huddle, our system. All our receivers are getting all their routes and everything. All the receivers are getting all the formations. And all we did was we took a coach, we put him up here, he talked, they videoed him, send it out. They'll come in August and they'll know some shit. They'll know their stuff. All right? They will not read, they don't read playbooks. I hated to read them. I got playbooks from every place. I mean, there's reams of playbooks. Good stuff, too. Great stuff. All coaching things. Wait, you don't read? I've been carting them around for 20 years with me. When I moved to California, I said, hey, screw that. I don't need this shit. I don't need this. I haven't looked at it in 5 years. But boy, I can't throw it away. Someone might find it and know all the secrets. All right? They look at video stuff. Pound the ground to gain ground. Chase your hands with your feet. Contact to follow through. And I'll get through there. I want my feet and I want my back in the same position when I make contact, the drive, and the follow through. Flat back. You'll be amazed at how strong your kids. 6'4", 225, 5'8", 165. I can get leverage on that guy if I get underneath him, get my hands inside him, and I can bench press his ass off the line of scrimmage. Now, if the big guy gets leverage on me and gets his hands in me, I'm going to have a tough duty that night. Ant picking up 10 times his body weight and carrying it back to the hole. That's all you're doing. You don't have the same guys I do. But you can coach him the exact same way. The exact same way. I got a 6'7", 320-pound guard. He's a mammoth. He doesn't pull good yet, but I'm not going to ask him to pull this year. I'm going to say, go through his anal passage and come out at the linebacker. And he can do that. He can do that. When the linebacker steps up, I want you to punch his tits, put your eyes inside him, and blind his ass. He can do that. Now, next year, I'll pull him. Next year, I'll pull him. But right now, I want him to do that, and I want him to pass protect. If he can do those 3 things for me this year, he's going to be good. He's a freshman. He's a big, young kid. Big young kid. All right? He's going to be a big, older kid next year. Then he's going to be a big, older kid the year after that. So I'm not going to ask him to do everything right now. All right? I'm going to ask him to do some things that I want him to just do it over and over and over again, repetition. We do a drill every day with our defensive line. We go one-on-one with our defensive line every day. Got a quarterback or a GA takes the snap, tackle on tackle, man on the guard, man in the center, man in the guard, man on the tackle. I stand behind him, give him a cadence, or when you move, the defensive guy moves. And we have a guy just move the ball so they get some semblance of going off in the ball. Can I get my hands inside of yours and knock you back, or are you going to do me? And if you use the cadence, down, set, hit, blow the whistle. It's about a 2-second drill. You can do it with the boards. If you all have those, you know those black boards? When I was a high school coach, every year I'd go out and get a 2x12, take it to the shop class, have the guy bevel the sides for me, and it looked good for about 3 weeks. Then if it rained or got cold or snowed, then it got like this. And they weren't flat boards, they were wobbly boards. And every year I took them and threw them away or sawed them up and used them for firewood. All right? Those black boards that they sell, greatest investment your Boosters Club can ever give you. You know I'm talking about those, what are they, neoprene or some kind of, it's that and styrofoam never dissolves. They'll find them 100 years from now in the dumps, and they say, I don't know, they had these black things then. I don't know what they used them for. They have baby diapers and bottles and these black things. I don't know what these people did with them. They'll find them, and that'll be all that'll survive, the nuclear holocaust. But those things will not burn, they'll not dissolve, they won't rot. And every year you take them, throw them in the shed, put them under your desk, put them in the office, you drag them out next year, and they're nice and flat, they lay down, they're beveled, and everything's perfect. And you just start coaching up again. All right? But we put that board right down the middle of them. Can I knock you off the board, or are you going to stuff me? And what you get now coach the neutral zone in this, because the defensive guy gets about that far away. Don't let him duck his head. He's got to get his eyes inside of you. You've got to get your eyes inside of me. Okay? You got to do that. If I take this off, are you still going to hear it? Why, it won't be over here and get me? I knock it off all the time. I'm not good with that stuff. Okay? All right. Now, I'm going to try and knock him off the ball, all right? Or he's going to try and stuff me. You're the defensive coach. Get your hands inside of me. I'm the offensive coach. I'm going to get my hands inside of you. And it lasts about 2 seconds. Don't get into a drill like that. Boom! Hey, good. What are you coaching? I'm coaching how fast can I get my second step in the ground, hands inside. I'm making contact with my eyes, my hands, and my feet. And if I was a defensive coach, you're making contact with your eyes, your hands, and your feet. Knock his ass back. I'd coach it the same damn way. That's UCLA over there. They're showing highlights of our game when they kicked our ass. Okay, it's a great drill. We don't do enough of those kind of one-on-one base blocking drills. We lost to those assholes over there, okay? We lost to them because we couldn't gain 4 yards. And I'm up here talking to you guys about line play. We get the ball, we're going to go to the Rose Bowl. We score, we're going to go to the Rose Bowl. Strike up the band, it's over. We can't gain the vaulted USC ISO running attack, cannot gain 4 yards. Guarantee you, when we meet and we go through drills, we remind their big asses that we couldn't gain 4 yards. I want to be in the same situation next year. All the marble. I'm going to bet everything I have. Here you go. Right there. I'm going to bet everything I have. My paycheck, on those 4 yards next year? Big balls, right? No. I love to do that. Can you really believe in what you're doing? Bet everything you got. Here, take the house, my firstborn, all that stuff. Okay? Bet it on the thing. You believe that much? You laid it on the line, man. That's the great part of this game. I laid it all on the line for those 4 yards. Okay? Next year, I promise you, I want to be in that situation. I want to do it. And I want each one of them to say, Coach, run it over me. Run it over me. Because right now in spring, we're running it over you. Every day, this silly little drill is coming right over me. For 2 seconds, that's 1 yard. For 2 seconds, that's another yard. For 2 seconds, that's another yard. Another yard. It's over. It's over. 10 seconds. 10 plays. 3, 4 plays. Okay? I want them to know that. All right. What screws up? Why do you have blocking failures? Ignorance of assignment. That's your fault. I don't know what to. I don't know who to block. I don't know how to block. That's your fault, Coach. How to block and who to block goes back to simplicity. Simplicity. I know who to block and I know how to block him. He can put his hand down and come off the ball. He can play with confidence. If he hesitates, if he's not sure, he's going to hesitate. Okay? Poor concentration. Yeah, some of them look at me in the eye when I talk to you. How many of them do you talk to them and they're like this? Look at me. And I got one like that. And you know what? I went to his house, talked to his mom and dad. His friggin' dad's over there. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. You know? He was a dumb shit when we recruited him. And all our academic people come up and say, oh my God, he's struggling with chemistry 401. What, you think he gets smart in a year? You know, you got what you got. They're your guys. You can't trade them. I can't trade them. They're my guys. I got to get them to concentrate. I got to get them to talk to me. Tell me your assignment. Here, John, get up there. I just went over your assignment. You tell me what I just told you. Napoleon, before he issued an order, tent number 1, all the brains, little guy walking around. Okay, that's the order. He'd get the dumbest guy from tent number 5. Bring him in. Lieutenant, tell him the order. Then the dumb guy'd come into Napoleon. And he'd tell him the order. And if the little dumb guy couldn't tell him the order, it's too complicated. The rest of the dumb guys that are sleeping in the camp, they're not going to know either. All right? Now, you don't have to have go through your audible system with your dumb right guard, but he's got to know what's going on. It ain't important how much you know. You guys are here on a Sunday, a friggin' Sunday, listening to a guy ramble on about offensive line techniques, writing down, hedging on every word, buying videos, listening. You guys are dedicated, man. He's at home. This is Sunday. He's going to church. Last night he was worrying about getting in Benny Lou's pants. You know, going out with another fat guy. You think he's home saying, boy, I know Coach is over there getting that stuff down, boy. I can't wait till he gets back Sunday to tell me all the stuff he learned. He didn't even know where you are. He ain't doing it like you are. When at 5 o'clock it turns off. He doesn't watch the film after practice. He doesn't worry about it all night. So you got to make it so they can understand it. Can he understand it? Lack of knowledge of techniques. That's reps, Coach. That's reps. That's coming down the board. That's pulling. That's scramble blocking. That's doing all the things you're going to ask him to do in a game. Coach, I know my techniques. I'm a great technician. Men, you're the best offensive line in America. You guys are the best offensive linemen. We're going to out-technique everyone. We're going to have better technique than anyone. Our hands are going to be inside. We're going to punch. We're going to grab cloth. We're going to hold better than any offensive line in America. And we're not going to get caught for it. Okay? Knowledge of assignments. Tipping or failure in a stance. It's a run. It's a pass. It's a pull. You know, I know at your level, you know, you say, well, coach, they don't, bullshit, they know that. There's defensive guys that are going to things, and guys are telling them, hey, look for tips from the offense, splits, depth off the ball, all this. And the good coaches come back, and they coach that shit up. They coach that stuff up. We have what we call a no-show stance. I don't want to show you anything. I want to get into a nice, comfortable stance that I'm not tipping, and I'll get into the individual stance stuff. Lack of aggressiveness. Go back to the first thing I told you. Hey, John, come on over to my house. Let's base block each other in the backyard. You can teach aggressiveness. You can teach it. Put them in, wean them, and they'll get it. Don't have, you know, Mickey the Mope come up against your stud defensive tackle and bang like that. I remember the first time I was in high school, I went to an all-boys Catholic high school. They all went to the Catholic grammar schools. Some nun came to my mother and father and said, this would be a good place for Mike to go. He's a wild ass. He's a public school kid. He's getting in trouble all the time. He's fighting. He's doing all this. It'd be a good thing for him to go to this Catholic school. So my mom bought right into it, sent me to this Catholic high school. First day we come out, these kids all, I mean, they got pads on. They got forearm pads. I'm a little fat guy coming out like this. Didn't know shit. No face masks. The varsity had them, you know, hey, you're on the varsity now, you get a face mask, and you're all distorted looking, okay? I go down that first thing, I'm playing against this guy, he's 230 pounds, I'm about 185 pounds. He is a bitch, weightlifting in 8th grade, holy shit. You know, I had those little springs that I went like this, I thought I was doing good, and I was afraid I'd catch my hairs in it. All right? And I get down there, and I fire, bang, like that, broke my nose. You know, I get up and I sit on it like this. I go, oh my God, man. And the guy says, okay, now get up there, do it again. And I'm like, and I can't see him. The eyes are swelling up. And I just said, I know he's out there somewhere. I hit him again, broke it again. All right? Now, I didn't like football. I didn't like football. I didn't like him. I didn't like my mother. I didn't like the nun. I didn't like anybody at that time. I didn't like my nose. All right? But what I'm saying is, that hurt, man. There's kids you know what kids do? Hey, fuck this shit. Later, coach. Goodbye. He'll drop you. He'll walk off the field. You know, and guys don't wear jocks anymore. You know, they wear their underwear. I look down, I see this dance, I see BVD across the back. I go, you got a jock on? No, I wear my underwear. What do you wear home? My underwear. Man, I smell like a goat by the end of the day. You know, I say, look, you guys are in college now. Wear jocks to football practice. Take your underwear off and hang them up. My God, now that's your fault. If they come without wearing, it's your fault. All right? No punch, poor contact. I think that all goes back up to ignorance of assignment or ignorance of technique. No punch. You know, that's a technique. That's a technique. How to use your hands. Using your hands. Using your form. If you're a shoulder blocker, however you teach it, using those things. That's technique. Losing your feet after contact, stopping the feet. That's the board drill. Chasing your hands with your feet. It all goes down to the technique stuff. Okay? All right, we're going to try and go through the whole deal coming out of the huddle, the split, the stance, the approach, contact, follow through, finish off. Okay? I'm going to try and coach you up on that and spend a little time on each thing. I'm gonna go ahead and go through this, and don't worry about that. First thing we're talking about is the split. When I talk to my guys, and I say in the huddle, I say you hear the play in the huddle, okay? You hear the play in the huddle, and you have about 2 to 3 seconds from the huddle to the line of scrimmage to say to yourself, snap count, assignment, split, stance. ID the defense. Okay? So that's the thought process. And they need to know that. They need to know, you know, snap count. That's the most asked question on the offensive line when you get to line of scrimmage. What's it on? You know? And it's like a big freaking surprise. You know? I said, what are you talking about? It's the most, how about this? You're really in trouble when the center turns around. Go, what's it on? You know, like that. You go, holy shit, man, what are you thinking about? All right? So repeat the snap count. I'm coming to the line, and I'm saying stuff. It's funny, but you lose ball games like this. Snap count.
All right, assignment. My assignment is to zone block. Nose to linebacker. Okay, I'm going to take a split. I'm going to take a split, horizontal split, okay, distance from the center. Vertical split on or off the line of scrimmage. Okay, on or off the line of scrimmage. Now, if I move my feet, here's the center's foot, and here's his instep, is my thumb. If I put my toe on his instep, I'm going to have my head in his armpit, right there. So I'm going to be pretty much on the ball, okay? If I want to cheat him back off the ball, I move my toe to his heel. That's all he does. He comes up and he just cheats back off the ball. He moves on the heel. So he can't get a real beat on it. It's not like, you know, I never have to worry about not being, you know, being illegal. I'm going to break his waist. But I've moved back about that much. On the ball or off the ball. Little thing like that to him. Little landmark, a little coaching point. Now, the tackle, you know, I line up on the ball. I don't line up on the guard now. I line up on the ball also. All right? So I'm up in here, and I take a peek in, and I see the center's shoulder down, and I hands down like this. Oh, shit. I'm back. I want my helmet in his armpit. Don't have him line up on the guard. You got a 5'8" guard, little short arms. You got a 6'5" tackle, long arms. Shit, you're going to look like the flying wedge out there. Okay? So teach him where, and this sounds real elementary. Say, oh shit, I go over it. First 4 days of spring practice, I went over this shit. Talk about it every day. Hey, smart splits. Smart splits. On or off the ball, vertical splits. We're 2, 3, and 3. That's maximum splits. I'm 2 feet from the center. I'm 3 feet from the guard. Now, there's plays we're zone blocking. We might be 18 inches in there. We might be 24 inches. We're in an inside drill. We're in an inside drill. Tackles on tackles, linebackers on guard, nose guard. 5 on 5. Quarterback in the back. We run 2 plays, zone right or base. Get your maximum split, knucklehead. That tackle is going to line up on your head. I'm going to get as close as I can to the guard. And they have all this room out here. Shit, I'm going to take my 3-foot split because he's taught line up on his nose. We're running base. We got a 3-foot hole right there that he's got to defend. We're running base. He's got an 18-inch hole there. Okay? So I give him the flexibility of smart splits. I want him to know that. I'm not out there with him, Coach. I'm standing on the side. I don't know what their splits are. Sunday I look at it and go, holy shit. We're running base and we're all on foot to foot on each other. And you know, when the shit starts going down, what do they do? Oh boy, let's get closer together and there'll be no place for them to run through or no place for us to run through. Okay? So I give them that, and I start coaching that right now. Right now. They understand what vertical splits are or horizontal splits. Okay, I think that's a key thing as far as their split goes. Let's talk about stance. Now, you guys that have heard me talk before, how many guys use a right-handed stance for the right side and a left-handed stance for the left side? My God, I'm with you, man. Woody didn't do it. Amos Alonzo didn't do it. Shit, why do we need to do it? How many guys want to make progress? How many guys want to change? You want shit? Yeah, man. I want to make progress. Ooh, I don't know. Changing. Listen to yourselves. When you draw a play up in front of your team every year, you ever draw a left formation? Huh? There ain't a whole lot of this. Right side. We're going to pull, we're going to sweep, we're going to zone block right. You guys. Backside cut off. All right, now, we're going to pull here, we're going to go, we're going to kick out, we're going to go this way, you guys. Backside cut off. Right like that? Fucking kids are orphans. Backside cut off. Now, you get in the game though, all right, key first down, sweep left. Fucking right side doesn't know what to do either. Think about that. I'm being silly, but think about that. All right? You've got your left tackle. The kid you saw walking down the hall in the big jeans, 5'9", 225 pounds. Tougher than shit, boy. Dad's a cop in town. Kid will lay it on the line for you every time. All right? He's in that right-handed stance you got him in. Right here. Right-hand stance, left tackle. Now, the guy he's blocking plays for Sierra High School. He's 6'3", 210 pounds, starting forward on the basketball team, runs high hurdles in the spring. The baseball coach wants him to be a center fielder, and he plays tight end on offense. And you got Mickey DeMope here blocking his ass. You're laughing. Listen to this. It's 3rd down and 8. You're going to throw the friggin' ball. We're going to run play action pass, fake sprint draw right, set up, throw the ball down the field. We've got all these good routes from these quarterback guys, and we got the protection down. Backside gap, right? And we're all going to turn back. It's easy protection. I'm in a right-handed stance, and I got my hand on the ground too, because we don't want anyone to know we're going to throw. Don't give anything away. Now, I'm not sure, but I think you got to take a step forward, like a little jab step, and then go back, right? Or you can spin in place to get him blocked. And this fucker is like this. On your mark, get set, go. And we all know the end result, all right? Parents up in the top row. Who is that kid? Get up, you're killing my son, the quarterback. Receivers, parents are pissed because they don't catch any passes. And this poor kid comes off to the side, and you meet him out there about 5 yards. God damn it, John, move your friggin' feet. Get in front of the guy, you puss. Shit. He's 5'6" right now. You've got him down to 5'6", and you've made him about 5'8" instead of a 5'4". You're the fault. Everyone in this room is the fault. All right? You didn't give him a chance to block that guy. You showed him who to block. Go back. We went through the assignment. Backside tackle, backside gap. Set the backside gap. Doing all this bullshit. Did agility drills and all this. But you didn't do the most elementary thing, is put him in a stance that he could execute. Now, I ain't going to stand up here and say, well, look at me. I got all the friggin' answers. But if I was coaching high school, if I'm coaching Pop Warner, I took a high school kid. I spoke yesterday down in San Diego, and the guys are all doing the same thing. I went through the same. I said, come here. Get over here. Get in the right-hand stance. All right, do this. Okay, now get in the left-hand stance. Coach, I don't know how. Yeah. You stagger your left foot just like you do your right foot. You take a shit in the woods. You make your tripod. You put this hand right here, and you get in the left-hand stance. How's that feel? Oh, a little awkward, but no, it's not too bad. I said, okay, we're going to coach pass protection. I'm going to take a kick step back. I'm going to slide my inside foot. I'm going to get my hands up. I said, boy, that feels pretty good. All right? Now, you're going to come back. You're going to start working right now on that shit. You come back and say, hey, left side guys. I got a left-handed kid that, hey, you're becoming a battlefield commission. Maybe you're going to be a left guard, maybe you're a left tackle. Here we are. I'm in a left-handed stance. Now we get in the same situation. It's 3rd and 8 for the conference championship next year. We're playing Sierra High School. Some bitch is still back. He made All-State in basketball, by the way. He came in 3rd in the hurdles. And your guy's been working his ass off all summer on that left-handed stance. Now, it's 3rd and 8. Hey, if you have to pass block, go ahead, run the draw from a 2-point stance and run this from a 2-point stance. Look at your target. Get yourself in a preset position. Fuck the hand on the ground. Get it up here. Run the draw from there too. All right, now, on your first step, bang, we're going to take a step back and slide your foot. Oh my God, you're even with him. I got a chance. You got that little fat body in his way, and he beats you eventually, but we threw it down the field. You gave him a chance to have success. You changed. Amos Alonzo didn't do it. Woody didn't do it. All right? But someone along the way did it. That's why on Sunday, those 28 left tackles look like a praying mantis out there. Why? Because they make their living doing that shit, man. They make their living protecting that guy. But you won't take the time to teach that little fat kid a left-handed stance. Think about it. Think about it. All right? And when you look at him, if you don't do it, when you look at him next year, you're going to remember that story. Say, I don't know if that son of a bitch is in. I did it in 1980. Went and visited Jim McNally. And I thought, holy shit, he's nuts. You know what I did? Came back, and that was when we could work with our kids. I was at Arizona. I had them all out there. Okay, here we go, baby. I got some out under the palm trees, left-handed stance. What? Left-handed stance. I taught every one of them a left-handed stance. And the ones that were pretty good made it. The other guy, all right, you other jerks, get over to the right. Stay with your right. Okay? Stance. I'm telling you some little things that I really believe in along the way. I'm not just telling stories. Who's your second string center on your team? A guy? Can you remember his name? He's just a guy. How about this? Your second string center knows how to snap the ball. Your next best offensive lineman is a sophomore or junior guard. He's really good. He's 6'2", 225 pounds, and he's playing behind the captain at guard and tackle. And your center goes down. You go, okay, Ernie, get in the game. He runs out, and he is the shits. He can't block a friggin' hat. Okay? And you're on the sideline, big, good-looking kid standing right next to you. Doesn't play. And you get your ass kicked. Teach him how to snap the friggin' ball. Teach your next best lineman, or a couple of them. When we go out to center quarterback exchange, I have a second team tackle and a second team center. Come right out with us. They know how to snap the ball. All right? Kid that played for the Denver Broncos for 5 years and started 2 Super Bowls was my starting right guard at Arizona. All right? I taught him how to snap the ball as a sophomore, as a junior, worked on snapping the ball. Our number one center, big, good-looking kid goes down. The other kid was the shits. He shouldn't have been, he had nude pictures of the head coach or something because he shouldn't have been on scholarship. I didn't even blink an eye. Stand right there. Don't move. You go in at guard, switch him over. He snapped the ball. We won our last 2 games. We were pretty good. He plays in the NFL, starts 2 Super Bowls because he knows how to snap the ball. Okay? All right. Stance, feet. Coach the shit out of their feet straight ahead. You watch them. Just tell them to get down their stance. They're inside. I don't teach a lot of weight way up here on the balls of their feet. They're like ballet dancers. They tip over. All right? I want to be able to come up behind them and put a piece of paper underneath their heels. I've got their whole foot in the ground, and my heel is slightly off the ground. That's my cocked position. I'm cocked. Okay? I want Z's in the knees. I want Z's in the knees. I want a Z in the ankle. Okay? Head. Your eyes are up. When you say bull your neck and they wear those neck rolls and all that shit, you can't do it. You can't get it up like that. So I want them to be able to look at the linebacker's feet. Coach on the other side of the ball a little bit. Don't stand behind them. You don't know where their friggin' eyes are. Stand on this side and get down in here and look at their eyes. And you'll see where their eyes. There's a bunch of them that are like this. Okay? Coach on both sides of the ball. Hands. Teach them how to form a tripod. The worst thing I see is kids, their hand is squished in the ground. It looks like a spider that got run over. Okay? All right? Talk to them. You guys shoot pool? You know how to make a tripod? Do that. And they get the weirdest things with their fingers. They look like they all have arthritis. All right? Tell them nice tripod. Just boom, like that. Some of you might have to explain what a tripod is. Okay? And don't have the thumb in there, but it's a weight-bearing balance. 1, 2, 3. 3-point stance. What do I do with this? I'm taking a shit in the woods. My feet are shoulder width apart. I want my feet underneath my armpits. All right? I want to take a shit in the woods, and I want to just roll forward, let my hand hit the ground, forming a tripod. What do I do with my other arm? Some guys leave it on the side here. I don't like putting a weapon behind me. I want to get it as close as I can, so when I step, that hand is coming right off of my foot, my knee. So I just rested right here. I mean, there's kids of mine like this. That's all right, that doesn't bother me. I want them to know I'm going to get that to that point there as fast, so I'm going to get it as close as I can. I'm not going to put it behind me. Okay? So I want to get it where I can use it. Weight is over 3 different spots. What, I got 5 minutes? Okay. This is a real key thing, I think, when talking to kids in their stance. Squeeze away from where you got to go. Everybody, I'm going to the right. I'm going to step with my right foot. Squeeze your left toe in the ground. You know when you drop your drawers and you squeeze, you don't want to bend over, you want to show your wife you're still an athlete, and you pick it up and you give one of those in the laundry chute, or you hook it in. That's what you're doing. You're squeezing your toe. Towel, pick up a towel, just like that. So I'm going to squeeze away from where I go. All right? In my stance, I'm going this way. I'm going to squeeze my left so I can get that foot in the ground. I'm pulling to the left. Squeeze away from where I got to go so I can lift this foot up. Biggest block I see people do wrong, blocking down on someone, they step underneath themselves. They got the weight on this foot. It's just like they're leaning here. You got to step like that. It's biomechanics. Good one, huh? All right? I'm right here like this. Squeeze away so I can pick and point. All right? Pass protection. I'm going to kick with this foot here. Squeeze away. It's the whole thing. Hey, are you squeezing? Centers. Drop, step, rip. Are you squeezing away from where you got to go? Everything like that. It's the trigger mechanism. It activates it. Okay? All right. Approach. Approach. Short 6-inch steps. Coach it down the board. Coach it on the sled. Teach them how to run. You're not running a 40-yard dash. All right? When we come off, first thing we do on those little 5-yard deals, down, set, hit, like that. How many steps? 1,000,000. 1,000,000 steps. Fast, 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 like that. Not long, loping, big, long thing. This isn't a race, man. This is you're going to meet some contact there. 6-inch steps. Eyes, hands, and feet working together. Eyes, hands, and feet. Teach them how to run. They all run like this. You don't run like that. You run just like this. All right? Don't have them run down the board with no one there like this. Like that. It's like a bunch of freaking blind people running. All right? Have them run. Teach them how to run. Hip to lip. Hip to lip. Bang, 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 bang. Oh, contact. Okay? All right. Hand quickness. Working for hand quickness. How fast can I get my hands on them without cocking back? Right there. Boom! Like 2 big friggin' coiled up snakes. Boom! Right into their ass. Okay? Get your hands in the framework, punches, tits, and squeeze. Okay? Get your hand. Now, if you have a problem with that, call them dots. Call them dots. Okay? Those 2 dots never change. You draw up numbers. I got my hand on his numbers. I got my hand on his number. These 2 landmarks don't change. Now, blocking a linebacker, all right? This linebacker is running like this. Oh, shit, coach. I can't see his tits. Where's my target? Well, take a piece of tape, draw it around his tits. Where do they go? Armpit, all right? So as that linebacker presents you with this target here you come. You're going to punch his armpit with your eyes and your hands, and you're going to squeeze it, and you're going to take him, and you're going to run him right back. Don't have them block linebackers like this. Boom. They don't stand there. They're scraping. They're moving. You're running like hell, and that board drill, hold on for a second now. This is the final finale here now. All right? Move them back. Take the boards out of there. Have them depart the line of scrimmage and tell linebackers, scrape this way, place going to right. Boom, like that, bang, like that. Teach them how to run. It's a running base block. All the shit you did on the board, all you're doing is running, target, contact, follow through. Okay? So it's the same thing. Talk about bench pressing the man off the line of scrimmage. Teach them how to follow through. Not just on a down guy, but that linebacker isn't going to come and stop and count to 10 and then pursue the play. Teach them to contact them and run them. I can't make a tackle because he's running me. Okay? All right, follow through. Sustain your block. Finish your man off. All right? That's where you get the guy on his back. That's where you get the guy tipped over. Okay? You know, decleaters, call them whatever you want. But that's the ultimate that you're searching for. Those are your little things you put up for those guys. That's what, hey, you coach stance, you coached follow through, you coached hand placement, you coached all this shit. Now, you got a chance to block now. Now, dominate his ass. It is no fun to get knocked over a pile and have a guy burp your ass when he lands on you. You get up, go back to the huddle. He's like, oh, shit, this doesn't feel good, man. I'm disorientated, and there's bodies and knees and legs and everything flying around me. Okay? But that, I know we raced through some of that stuff, but there is some stuff in there that if you come and watch me coach, I coach that. I coach that every day. I don't think you can coach it differently on Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday and have a meeting demeanor and have a practice field demeanor and all that shit. It's got to be like this. That kid knows when he comes into a meeting room, the center sits right here. The left guard sits there. The left tackle sits there. Right guard, right tackle. Second team, ... Third team, ... So when I talk to him, hey, left side, we're doing this. Center and right guard, you're doing this. Backside cutoff. All right, now, we're going this way. Here's this, like that. So all the guards are there. So I'm not going, where are you? I'm a big nut on that in the meeting room. They sit in their position, and it's rank and file. We're in an auditorium, yeah, the second team guy sits there. I don't give a shit what it does to his ego or his psychic. He's the fucking second team guy. You know, if you sit next to him, you can be 1A and 1B. Bullshit. He ain't good enough to sit up there yet. And when the guy gets hurt, you go to the hurt side, you move up. It's life. You ain't playing. You're up here. You can't play good. Go to the hurt row. You come up to the first row. I got to go to war with you on Saturday. Okay? And there's no big deal. There's no, but there's a little pecking order thing. Okay? So those are the things that I believe in. You guys might be leaving and stuff like that. We have started spring practice already. We've had 4 practices in. We're going to practice Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Next week, we're going to practice Tuesday and Thursday. Then we go to spring break. All right, we go to spring break. We come back in April. We have a clinic in LA, a coaches clinic on Saturday, on the field demonstrations. Our coaches are coaching just what we coach. You'll see me do drills, run and pass drills, secondary, all this stuff. It's $15 on the field. You eat donuts and drink coffee. There's a big feed at lunch, and then there's a beer thing in the afternoon. I mean, you can't go somewhere and get $15 worth of food or $15 worth of beer without that. And it's going to be a good day. John is big. He has lines in the field, but you might be in the drill. You might say, Coach, here, grab this bag. Hold that bag there. You're right up in there. You don't have to stand back in the corner and get a periscope and try and see something. Okay? You're right up in there. He loves it. Yesterday, there was about 150 people hanging out at practice on a Saturday. Or I took the day off, Coach, to come out and see you guys. Holy shit, spring practice. We're running an inside drill. We're right here. We're running into all these people. Babies and kids are flying out of the way and all that shit like that. And you know what? We just keep going. We just keep going on. It's not like you don't have to stay off. Robinson loves that shit. So, you know, you go from drill to drill and you say, excuse me, sorry, I didn't mean to step on you. Move your lawn chair, please, I want to come here. And that's the way it is. So what my point is to you is you're more than welcome to come. You're more than welcome to come. We'd love to have you there. Thank you for helping us to recruit good this year. We want to have another good recruiting year next year. We're going to be through. How many guys have what they think is a player next year? Great player. You guys can stay. The rest of you guys get your ass out. Now, if you do have a player, if you got, you know, write me. If you'd like to talk to me, I'm going to be around afterwards. I just take a little water break and they just plug me in again for another hour. I'm going to talk about pass protection, some of the same similar things, but you know, in a pass mode. And if you want a business card, I got a bunch of those up here. Let me know if I can help you in any way. Okay? Thank you very much for your time.